it's Kalia Monique. My first name's Kalia. My middle name's Monique. It's Kalia Monique. Today is the start of a brand new weekly vlog. Yeah, I haven't really been vlogging all month, and so I'm really excited to have this vlog for this month. I haven't been vlogging over the weekends either because I've only done like one readathon, and I was filming the date with an author video then, so that couldn't have happened. But we're here now. This is the final full week of August. I can't believe that is happening, and I still have so much that I want to read. I am currently reading The Black Veins by Asia Monet, and I am loving it, so I can't wait to read more of it and update you all when I finish it, because I do want to finish it either today, but most likely tomorrow, because honestly, I'm starting this vlog very late in the day because I've been working. So yeah, I'm gonna try. This week I have plans to like try and wake up earlier so that I can get at least an hour of reading done in the morning. But the thing is, that was a plan for today and I slept in. I did finish the audiobook for Weird Dreams of Sin last night. I gave it a 3.5 stars. Mainly, I have buddy reads left on my TBR because, like I said, I wasn't prioritizing buddy reads this month. But in my reading journal, I do a monthly bingo to kind of just give me like prompts for reading and extra stuff. And I have quite a few. Oh my god, have I not reached 5 yet? I haven't even made a bingo yet, but yeah, I do have quite a few. I have 1, 2, 3 bingos that I need like one more slot in, and then only 2 that have like more than one slot that I need to fill out. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I don't have a single bingo. Wow. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and just like fill out the bingo sheet at the very least. The prompts that I still have left on my bingo are read 5,000 pages, read an ebook, complete my TBR, that's not happening, read a manga or a graphic novel, read nonfiction, read a buddy read. Oh, I can cross that one out actually. Read a thriller or a horror, and read an indie or self-published book. And when I say read, I mean complete. Like, I need to finish the book before I count it. So I did read a buddy read. That was Weird Dreams Descend. I can now fill out that square. The Black Veins is self-published. Or is it indie published? It's self-published, I believe. And so I can, once I finish this book, I can check that one off. But yeah, that's everything I want to say now. Like I said, I've started this vlog quite late, so we'll see if I will update you guys again today. Give it back. Give it back.
Hey y'all. All right. Welcome back to this episode, to this podcast, everyone. I'm Eric and Sinclair, nerd.
And I am Khalees, and this is The Read. Thank you for coming back.
while since I've updated the vlog. I didn't update y'all tomorrow, huh? I did not update the vlog yesterday because, don't shame me. I'm still reading the Black Veins. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I could finish the book on a Tuesday, knowing good and damn well that is the day that I film my videos for the channel, as well as the day that I edit those said videos. So, yeah, I would love to know what the hell I was thinking. I am about 50% of the way through. Y'all think I can finish this today? I don't know if I feel like I can finish this today. It'll either be today or tomorrow. Here's the thing. Every time I pick up the Black Veins, I don't want to put it down. And then life freaking happens and I have to put it down. And that's upsetting, to say the least. Do you like my glasses? Because honestly, if I'm being completely honest, that's the real reason that I'm actually giving a face-to-face update right now. Because yeah, I got 2 amazing packages in the mail, one of which was my glasses. Also, a package that really excited me and made me so happy. My friend Rashida sent me a package, and you guys aren't going to see that package in this video or even before this video, because I believe I'm going to upload that video after this one goes up. Because basically I'm waiting for a package to get in here and then I'm going to do a book haul. But thank you so much to Rashida for what you gave me. I'm so excited, honestly. I wanted to buy these books for myself for a long time now and just never pulled the trigger. So shout out to friends that pulled the trigger for you. That's all I gotta update you on, I believe. Excuse me if the framing is weird. It has been a few weeks and yet I am very much out of practice of holding the camera like this. So yeah, I'm really gonna try to finish this book today. We'll see though. I believe we also have a watch party today over on Christine's Patreon for Invincible. So that's like 3:30 my time. So when we watch that will be like the only break I really take from reading. Cause yeah, I really want to finish this book. Like so bad. Cause every time I read it, I'm like really into it. Like I'm so into it. Then I have to put it down. And then even when I finish what I'm putting it down for, I'm still like, oh, crap, I still have other chores and things I need to do. So I don't pick it up because I get so into this book that I'm like, okay, if I pick this up, I'm going to ignore my responsibilities. So let me get rid of every single one. Let me finish every single one of my responsibilities before I pick this book up again. And that just leaves me tired. So yeah, fuck responsibilities. That is the moral of today. Not the moral of the story, not the moral of life. Honestly, do not take my advice. But today, I am going to take the advice of fuck responsibility. I say as I head into work. You know what? I'm done lying to y'all. Bye. I'll update y'all when I can. Hi, hello, how are you? I'm not doing that great. Thanks for asking. I'm literally here just to update y'all and say I haven't read shit. When I got off work, I went straight to watch Invincible with Christine and them, also known as me, Christine, and Diana, and for Christine's Patreon. And we watched Invincible. I hadn't realized we were gonna watch the final 3 episodes. I'm happy that we did because I needed to get that over with. However, that show, I'm so angry. God, I'm so angry. But I will say I probably would watch a second season of the show because it totally aligns with the things that I watch, but I'm just angry right now and literally all I can feel is anger. Like there's even parts that were sad in the final few episodes and I felt nothing but anger, nothing but rage. Like, it's definitely a show that just like captures you. Anyways, I'm on sprints now. I done hopped over onto the Citadel and they sprinting, so I'm sprinting and I'm gonna read. I just need to calm down because that got me hyped. Like I'm just feeling some type of way right now. But yeah, let's get into reading. Like let's actually read now. I'm excited for this part. Whew. Oh God, what time is it? It's 6 o'clock. I still have some hours that I can get a good chunk of the book done with. Let's see how far I get. This is my challenge for me today. I'm actually gonna focus during sprints. I actually want to read. We got this. Friday. Apologies, I did not update the vlog yesterday. I was going through some family things, and also I had a horrible migraine yesterday. So yeah, honestly, I even did do an update yesterday that was just like a very quick, hey, I feel like crap, and I also look like it, so no one needs to see that. Honestly, it was just a chance for me to just talk to someone because my mom wasn't home to hear me be pathetic and sad. Anyways, point is though, the whole reason for the update is I have finally finished The Black Veins by Asia Monet. I hope this is in frame because I'm gonna just leave it here. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 4-star. I loved it. It was a nice surprise to me that the book was not as dense as I thought it was going to be. For some reason, I was thinking that it was, like, even though I know it's YA, I was thinking it was going to be kind of like on the older side of YA, kind of a little bit dense, maybe hard to, basically just dense. And then with found family being the center of everything, I didn't know if it would capture my attention because I do usually like a bit of romance. I have never been so happy to be so wrong. Like, my goodness, it was so great. The book, The Black Veins, truly read to me like a teenage movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time here. I would say at first I was kind of confused as to who the target audience would be, just because some of the situations seemed kind of mature, but then the characters in it, which makes sense because Blythe, I believe, is the oldest character, and she's 16. So, and then I believe the youngest character is Daniel, and I can't remember if he's 11 or 12, but these is babies, okay? These is children, and you can very much tell in the characters that they are children. I will like to say real quick, some of the content warnings that are listed here in the book are discussion of deceased parents, sibling, and potential parental and familial death, descriptions of mild bloodshed and violent scenes, mention of drugs and drug use, primarily marijuana, gun use, supernatural horror in the form of monsters, car accident, discussion of anxiety disorder and panic disorders, racial N-word slur, ending in an A, by a black character. Don't get crazy. I thoroughly enjoyed The Black Veins with my whole heart. Like I said, it was a very nice surprise to me that it was kind of younger, and it was just so funny. I was laughing out loud. Like, oh my god. They're so funny. And one of the times that I truly realized that it was like the book was younger was that we were introduced to these like bad guys. And I have the quotation marks because they were a joke. Like, they were truly used as like comedic relief, or at least in my mind they were, because they were not terrifying at all. I was not scared of you. Yes, they were like assholes and like rude and like willing to do some like really messed up things, but they just were not organized. There was no order. You could tell that the person in charge was just so annoyed with the nonsense, but also contributed to the nonsense. It was a great time in these streets. Oh my god. Also, I ended up thoroughly enjoying the element of found family as these young kids found their way to each other and developed this bond that truly became so strong and unbreakable. I was just, my heart was just smiling. It was so great. The book The Black Veins is an urban fantasy in which there are magical people who live within our world and are hidden from the eyes of normal people that do not have powers. And if a magical being were to demonstrate something magical or discuss magic with a non-magical being, there is a group of people called the Erasers that will erase their existence. So no one will ever remember that they ever existed because they broke the rules of magic. The Black Veins actually gets its name from the government in charge of all the magical beings. And there is another government, actually there are multiple governments within the magical world, but the main one is called the Black Veins. A smaller government that is starting an uprising against the Black Veins is called the Trident Republic, and that is where we begin this book, because Blythe is one of 7 guardians, and the guardians are each individually in charge of one element. For example, there is the guardian of the ether, the guardian of the earth, I believe, or like guardian of like plants. There is the guardian of animals, the guardian of the mind, the guardian of the body, the guardian of time, and the guardian of death. Blythe, along with 6 other children, are these guardians. And there's like this whole story as to why the guardians came to be. But we start off this book with Blythe's parents and younger sisters being kidnapped by the war general of the Trident Republic. And ultimately, Blythe ends up going on a journey to save her family. On this journey, Blythe ends up encountering other guardians and ends up going on this mission to find the other guardians so that she can go to Electric City and find her family and save them from the Trident Republic. Listen, life is great. Like, the way that all of these characters were so alone before, because no one else is a guardian and no one really understands what they're going through. Blythe's family has had to move from place to place since she was a very young girl. Daniel's parents are homebodies, very much afraid to let him leave the house. Antonio, I don't even know how to describe my little love bug, but he is the greatest thing ever. He just screams a like happy character that gets along with everyone but still doesn't have like a single true friend. I just loved as we got to dive deeper in Antonio's character, because he did struggle a bit with understanding his place within the group, just because like everyone else seemed to have strengths outside of their powers, and here is Antonio just being like this happy person, the cheerleader of the group, and he's like, I want to bring something to the group. And honestly, the discussion that Blythe and him had in discovering Antonio's purpose for this group outside of his elemental abilities was so powerful and great, because it also was a moment in which Blythe realized his significance and his importance. And I'm all for valuing Antonio. Like, honestly, we should be so lucky to have a friend like Antonio. Speaking of a friend we all need, Storm. My girl, Storm. Oh my god, I love her with my whole heart, soul, and being. Okay, what can I say about Storm besides she's the greatest? She is so funny. All these yellow tabs, like, at least half of them had to belong to her. Like, something that she said. She was
so funny. And honestly, that is amazing considering we weren't introduced to Storm until like halfway through the book. Yet, like I said, like half them yellow tabs belong to something she said. For example, this happened towards the end of the book, but I swear it's not a spoiler. Literally, they're on this road trip, and there are two things she said that was funny as hell. So they're on the road trip, and all of a sudden they run out of gas. And so the car stops. And everyone's like, crap, like, what do we do? There's not a gas station for miles and miles. We can't push the car to go to a gas station. Like, what are we supposed to do? And Storm looks around the car and goes,
so you're telling me that there are 7 of us here. There are 7 of us guardians that have the world on our shoulders. Out here saving the world, saving Vlad's family. There are 7 of us, smart and capable human beings in this car. And not a single one of us thought to get some more gas as we go on this long journey. We deserve to die here.
And when I tell you I died, because I was like, literally, like I said, the characters are so young that like things like this would happen quite often of like, come on, common sense, guys. Like, I need you to just think a little bit more mature, think a little bit more into the future. And having Storm there as a character to be like, we're fucking dumb. Like, the fact that we did not think this through, and straight up telling the other characters, like, your plans suck. Like, that is a terrible decision. Let's not do that. That's dangerous. No. I'm not trying to risk my life for y'all. I don't know y'all like that. I loved her as a character. She had no filter, and she was so blunt, and it was so funny and so needed. Like, every single character was hiding something, right? And every single character was internalizing their emotions and internalizing so much trauma, honestly. And Storm was just there to be like, I'm gonna call it as I see it. Yes, she had like some things she was dealing with. She had secrets she was keeping. But having her be there to be the voice of reason, kind of, and to have her be there just to tell the truth and to speak the truth and to say the things that nobody else wanted to say was so great. Like, I love Storm so much. Antonio is my love bug. Protect him at all costs. I would say protect Storm at all costs, but sis don't need it. Because she also was a bad bitch in fighting, okay? Like, she knew how to protect herself and others. The only person she couldn't fight was the guardian of the body. And literally, their strength is their body. So no one can really beat them at anything. I love Storm. I love Antonio. Honestly, I love all of these children. Like Daniel also, I just wanted to protect his little self all with everything in my being because again, he's like 12. This is a baby. And Blythe was just carrying so much on her shoulders, being the oldest one in the group and only 16. Just wow. I love these kids. I respect them so much. I can't wait for book 2. Honestly, I can understand how some people might have an issue with the book because it does read kind of younger, but what do you expect? Like I said, the oldest character is 16. They act like children because they are children. They are children that are out here trying to save the world. And it seems like it. It seems like it. It was a great teenage movie that I am so happy that I got to read. When it comes to the Black Veins, it's self-published. There are a few typos. It didn't impact my reading. Only when it happened like a few more times. There are quite a few typos, but it doesn't really impact my reading. It didn't really impact the experience that much. Although it did kind of add to the reason that it was a 4-star. So for a while it was like a low 4 stars because I was getting annoyed with the typos, but there genuinely were not that many, and I still very much understood what was going through, very much understood what was being said. So yeah, so I'm going to pick up the audiobook for The Other Black Girl. Very excited to get to this. I really want to read this book. Clearly in my TBR for the month, I said that this was like my most anticipated read for myself this month, and yeah, I really want to get to it. I was going to read it physically, but then I was on sprints with my friend Diana, and she had just finished City of Brass, and she loved it, and literally everyone has loved it. And I was going to audiobook this one, but apparently the audiobook isn't that great. One of my friends that has read the audiobook said, like, she ended up rating it the least out of everyone that I've talked to about this book. Also, another friend who actually is within the culture that City of Brass draws from said that the narrator actually isn't pronouncing things correctly. And honestly, I can do bad all by myself. Like, the whole reason I got the audiobook is so that I can know how to pronounce things and I can follow along. But if you're not going to pronounce things correctly, I can do that my damn self.
Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Other Black Girl, a novel by Zakiya Dalila Harris. Read by Asia Naomi King with Heather Alicia Sims, Jonice Abbott Pratt, and Bonnie Turpin.
So it is Sunday night. I'm pretty sure I didn't update you guys on Saturday. Holy shit. I don't even have the book. And that's not muted. Clearly I'm not prepared. Cool. Great. Awesome. Alright, so it is Sunday night. I believe it is about to be 10 o'clock at night. I know I didn't update you all on Saturday because I had nothing to update you about. I was preserving my mental health. Sorry I didn't update on Saturday, although I'm not that sorry because that was the best decision for me to not vlog. I didn't even read yesterday because I just wasn't in the reading mood. Yeah. So I did read today, and I actually read a lot today. I actually ended up finishing The Other Black Girl, and you can kind of tell behind me why I wasn't able to capture live reactions because it's a mess over here. But yeah, this book right here, oh my God. That ending, the middle, all of it, it was just, I gave it 5 stars. I loved every part of this book. I was definitely just hooked from the second I first began to read it, which is listen, that was not an easy thing to do because honestly, when it comes to reading, my mind these past few days has been somewhere else. And so it has been kind of hard for me to focus when it comes to reading, but this book definitely had me hooked. I didn't read anything yesterday, but I started this book on Friday, read a few pages, and was reading the book today. I finished the majority of this book today. I don't regret the time that was spent. I loved every second of this book. This has nothing to do with the plot. The book is nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. But there was a second in this book, there was like a little moment, a little comment where the main character mentioned my favorite podcast, The Read, and I lost my mind. Like, I was so excited. I was just like, oh my God. I love it. I love it. The Other Black Girl follows Nella Rogers, who is the only black girl at her publishing firm. Nella is an editorial assistant, and she's the only black girl, the only black person in this firm, and she's feeling very alone for a long time. She's feeling very stuck in her position. Even though she wants to be an editor one day, she has been stuck at this editorial assistant job for years now and is just feeling very stagnant in her position. And then comes a new black girl in the office who also becomes an editorial assistant, and Nella cannot be more thrilled to finally have somebody in the office like her, because let's face it, being the only anything in an office, in a school, in anywhere is horrible. And so Nella looks to this other black girl as a comrade, as a friend, and a confidant, and then all of a sudden the new black girl is doing so much better than Nella at the job. She's doing better when it comes to talking with Nella's boss. She's doing better when it comes to socializing with coworkers. And so Nella becomes very concerned with her position. She feels kind of competitive, not really understanding her feelings towards this new black girl. And then all of a sudden notes begin to appear on Nella's desk and in her bag that say very threatening things. The first of which states, "Leave Wagner now," in all caps. And Nella begins to worry and tries to find out who is trying to threaten her, who is leaving these notes, and why are they seemingly trying to push her out of Wagner. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. The way they commented on the racism within the publishing industry, which even as a reader, I can tell, because publishing firms have been noted as saying that they don't really go towards black authors or towards books with main black characters because the demographic that would be targeting doesn't read as much. Excuse me? Did y'all know I couldn't read? Because that's basically what they said. And I really appreciated the voice of the story and how, in the discussion that was being had, because it felt like it came from a place of understanding within the publishing industry, and it does, because Zakiya Dahlia Harris actually spent nearly 3 years in the editorial department before leaving to write her debut novel all about the publishing world. And yeah, I am quite curious what she drew on for inspiration, although I could infer that she drew on very closely to her own experience. And I'm because didn't even the character only stay, like, I believe the character was in Wagner for like 4 or so years, maybe more. But yeah, I am just stunned by this portrayal of the publishing industry. Not stunned, because I'm not surprised, but it was the raw conversation that was being had here of the racism within the publishing industry, but also having that broader discussion of the microaggressions, gaslighting, and just overall racism that Black people face in the workforce all the time. Like, yes, this takes place in publishing, but this is just any old office. When it comes to being the only Black person in the office, or one of a few Black people in the office, like, many of Nella's experiences were very true. I appreciate how raw Zakiya Dahlia Harris depicted the character and the plights that she was given. I appreciated how she just did not hold back. This felt very raw and just so great, and honestly just so true to experiences that I've had, experiences that I've heard others having, and just so true to Blackness. From even the small details of mentioning that the character's best friend listens to the read, to talking about your kitchen, to just tiny things, just felt so, it felt like for us, by us. It felt so nice. Now, although that is my experience being a Black woman, reading a book written by a Black woman about a Black woman, I am very curious to see and to hear what other people's experiences are when reading the book. Just a very special read to me personally, and I'm so happy I read it at 5 stars. I think I already said that, but you can never say that enough when it comes to books like these. Just 5 stars. So stunning, so amazing, so beautiful, so honest, so great.